Good morning. Today is Monday and it is a beautiful Monday, and ordinarily I would be in an office driving to work talking to you from my car, but today I'm actually in a ballpark and there's a few kids out, there's a few families out. They're having a little bit of fun out here because it is just absolutely beautiful. It's been very cold for quite some time now, and finally, not only is the sun shining, but the wind is not doing the Midwest blowing, and it is now not cold temperatures. So it's a beautiful day to be outside. So I thought I would just get out of my house. I worked very hard yesterday on doing some projects and working with my company, and so now not only do I, I work for a company and an organization, and I also have my own business. And so I worked so hard yesterday that I thought, I'm going to get outside today. I'm going to get out, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to do a little walking, and this was the perfect day to do that. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning and I am off to work. I had the day off yesterday, so that was kind of relaxing to hang out in the park and go for a very short walk. I got back home and pretty much just chilled out at home too, so it was kind of an unproductive day on Monday, but that's okay. That's okay. I didn't clean anything. I didn't really cook. Yeah, I just kind of took the rest of the day to just kind of relax. And to be honest with you, about 8:30, 9 o'clock, my eyes started growing heavy on the couch, and I'm like, I'm going to go to bed on time tonight. And so I did. And then this morning I woke up pretty energized. And usually every morning I will have a protein coffee and a matcha. And so I want to share with you how I make my own protein coffee, because I personally think that I make one of the best, if not the best, protein coffee. Definitely better than I've ever purchased at a coffee shop. Now that's saying a lot. That's not because I'm ready to become a barista, because no, I can't, no. But I have absolutely figured out how to make the best protein coffee, y'all. I'm going to share that with you later today when I get home. I can't do it now because I'm on my way to work. But yeah, I'm going to share that recipe with you. I'll show you what instruments I use, the blenders that I like, and yeah, so we'll do that this afternoon. For sure, we'll do that this afternoon. Oh, and also, same concept with matcha. Same concept. Amazing. So if you're not a matcha fan, but you potentially think you could potentially be a matcha fan and want to try it out, I'm telling you, this is the way to try it out. This is the way to do it. Okay, I'm back home from work, and as promised, I'm going to show you how I make my protein coffee. I think this is the best protein coffee I have ever had in my life, and it was a game changer for me. And honestly, it was birthed because I did not have any more creamer in the house, and I needed cream to go in my coffee because I have to have my coffee in the morning, y'all. I have to. And but I also recognized right away that it also works very well in matcha. So it's also amazing in matcha. This is something that you could drink hot, or you could make it, stir it together, pour it over ice. It would be equally as wonderful during the summer. So yeah, let's get started and I'll show you what I do. Okay, so as promised, I am going to show you how to make the most amazing protein coffee you have ever had in your entire life. It kind of happened by accident because I ran out of creamer, you know, the kind that has all the chemicals. And then I decided, let me look around. Let's see. I've got to have a cup of coffee. And I love my coffee creamy and sweet. And I had a bag of protein powder that I had bought at either Sam's or Costco. I think it's a Sam's, but the flavor was ice cream, vanilla ice cream. And that's how I made my protein coffee. And when I ran out of vanilla protein coffee, I was reduced to my son's orange cream whey protein powder. And you can use any type of protein powder that you would like. It does not have to be a whey protein. I've used vegan, I've used raw vegan, I've used whey protein. Any protein powder, any flavor will work. So whatever your favorites. I think a chocolate in coffee would be okay if you like a mocha chocolate blend. My favorite is that vanilla flavoring, and that vanilla ice cream was just over the top. And the orange cream, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know, but it worked. It actually did work for. It's not my favorite, but it definitely was delicious on a coffee, and it's amazing on also matcha. So if you're not a coffee drinker, or if you're like me and you have 1 cup of coffee and 1 cup of matcha, so that you can reduce the amount of coffee that you're drinking in the morning to stay awake all day. You can definitely put the same creamer on top of a matcha, unless you really like just a straight matcha flavor. But if you like a creamy, sweeter, honestly, even if you were not a matcha drinker before, this is the transition to get to matcha. It just makes matcha so creamy, so sweet, so delicious, and you have to try this. So one of the ways that I do this is I don't prep it in large batches. I actually use enough for 2 days. I usually don't go beyond 2 days. I have 2 sizes of blender that I recommend. I have the huge, I actually have 4 blenders, but I do have a larger blender, but I have collected blenders along the way. And I have this one that is probably too big for what I really need, but it works as a great backup. Just to kind of give you an understanding of the size. This is just a 54 ounce or 8 cups blender size, and just to kind of give you some understanding of how different they are. This would be kind of like 2 people. If you were making coffee creamer for 2 to 4 people, this would be perfect. If you're making a party, but that's not what I'm doing today. And but my very favorite, and the one that I use every single morning, is the one that you use when you're making baby food, which is the really tiny product, NutriBullet, and that's the one I have. Yeah, Magic Bullet. I have Magic Bullet Mini. That's what this one is. But I've seen many different name brands that have this tiny of a size, and this is really, oh my gosh, if I had to say, maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 ounces. Just, it's not a lot, but this is my favorite. It blends very quickly. It's quiet for first thing in the morning, whereas my larger machines are not. But this is the perfect size, and it makes it quick, easy to clean. And when I have completed it, after I've made it, I can use what I need, and I put this lid on it. I set it up in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next morning I have enough for another cup or 2. And what I typically do is put, the next morning, I will put the blender back on it again, hit it for a couple of seconds, and it just puffs it right back up to what it needs to be. So, yeah, I'm excited to share with you my quick, easy, simple recipe. None of these things are, or any of the protein powders, I'm not promoting a particular brand. I would definitely work with a couple of brands, and there's a few powders that I would, protein powders that I would definitely suggest. I'm not going to go over that today, but you just can't go wrong with this recipe. So use whatever you have, save money where you can, because that's what originally started me doing this. And it has been a game changer for me. Game changer. I will never buy creamer ever again, pre-made in the store, ever again, ever again. It's cheaper, easier, and better tasting. It's delicious. Yummy, yum, yum. Okay, and so what I'm going to start with is our little blender. I just open it up when I come in the morning. I make my coffee. While my coffee is making, it's brewing. After I have a cup of coffee, I have a matcha just to reduce all of the coffee that I'm drinking. But either one, it works with either one. So we're going to make a coffee and we're going to make a matcha, and I'm going to share with you exactly what that looks like. So I am going to make a coffee and a matcha really, really quickly. Let's do it this way. Oh! And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and create these real quick, make those real quick, and then we will make our creamer. Now, as I mentioned, you can use any flavor protein. I'm going to use the orange cream today because that's all that I have on hand. But another instrument that you really need to have is something that will really blend really well. They have the little sticks that you put in your coffee that blend. Those are wonderful too. Those are great. So if you have one of those, but if you don't, or you're just pressed for time, or you don't want to continue to clean all these different things in the morning when you're making your coffee, I just use this because it's very easy to rinse off. I'm putting this in the refrigerator and when I'm done with it. And yeah, that's the only cleanup I have really in the morning. So we're going to use this as part of mixing our cream into our coffee. This will help. Also, it's important to note that not everyone drinks whole milk. I personally enjoy using an oat milk or an almond milk. My sons love full whole dairy milk. So I'm actually going to do both. I'm going to do one in whole, and I'm going to do the other with oat milk. You also can use coconut milk. You can use really any milk that you want to use. You can use it. So this is why you can incorporate this in either just regular whole. You can do it lighter, like I'm doing it with a oat milk. it can be keto friendly for you. It can be vegan friendly. It can be raw vegan friendly for you. I'm going to do one whole, and I'm going to do one in using the oat milk. So we'll start with the oat milk first. We'll start with that. So I always shake up my milk. You don't really need a lot. You just need, gosh, I guess that's maybe 3 ounces. Maybe 3 ounces. In the mornings, I probably do a little bit more. I'll probably do closer to 4 ounces, just so that I can get through 2 cups. So I would say 2 ounces per 1 scoop would land you just fine. Like, it would give you the perfect consistency. You take your scoop, and you just put your protein powder into the milk. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. You put on the blade, and you can see why this tiny little machine would be better than a giant, first thing in the morning especially. I mean, my eyes is not even open. I can't hardly see when I'm getting into the kitchen. And all I can, my brain's not functioning. I just need my coffee first. Okay, so I'm going to be real quiet, real quick. But you're going to do this maybe 30 to 40 seconds. And, okay. Okay, and then sometimes I take it and shake it a little bit after about 40 seconds. Give it one little whirl. And when I open it up, y'all. And again, this is the orange cream. And I've made my coffee. Okay, so we're just going to pour this on top of the matcha. I'm going to do the matcha first. And you just pour that on. Look at that creaminess. Just look at that. And then now I'm sure that there's people who practice the art of matcha. Their heads are rolling right now, but I'm going to use this to stir it. I put it in here, and I do a little bit of a whisk. I just kind of put it between my hands here and just kind of, If you were making hot chocolate, oh my gosh, and you put some of this with like the vanilla or even chocolate, maybe sprinkled some cinnamon on there during the fall, at Christmas time on a cold night, a cold February night. But it's absolutely, absolutely just delicious. Just delicious. I'm going to try it with whole milk. I just feel like this is going to be a lot thicker. Again, we just want a tiny little amount. About 2 ounces per cup. So if you're a 2 or 3 cup drinker, you want between 4 and 6 ounces of liquid. And now we're going to put our scoop in. So we scoop in our powder. And one thing about protein is that's going to give you a lot more energy in the morning to get you through that morning. If you are going to go work out, I don't like using those pre-workout things. I've used them before, especially when I was training, but oh my gosh, I just didn't care for it. It just wasn't my thing. And, okay, again, about 40 seconds. Okay, that's been about 40 seconds. Like I said, I might shake it a little bit, stick it on there for just a real quick little last minute spin. And then while my coffee is making, I'm usually making this. So as that's dripping, I'm over here making my creamer. And I don't know if you can kind of see in there. But when you pour it, let's see. Okay, so when you pour it, it just comes out so thick. Sometimes I'll put a little in there, and then I spin it like this to get it mixed. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. But that makes it sweeter. And then I top it off with a little bit more cream. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. And then a little more cream. Yeah. And there you have it. Okay. And that makes, this is my coffee. This is a chocolate flavored coffee, so that's why it looks a little brown. Usually it's a little lighter if you're using regular coffee. And then this is the matcha. You can always sprinkle a little matcha on top after you're done, a little matcha powder. That would be delicious. On this, I probably would sprinkle a little bit of dry cacao powder just over the top, and it would be gorgeous, beautiful, smooth. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. Well, thank you for hanging out in the kitchen with me today, and I hope that you try those coffees or those matchas, and let me know what you think, and I will see you tomorrow morning bright and early. Good morning. This is Wednesday, and I am getting ready for work, and I work in a setting that requires me to not wear jeans. I'm not allowed to wear jeans except for one day out of the month. Although it's not a formal business day, this is like a navy blue t-shirt, and it's actually made out of a fabric where if I wanted to stop off at the gym after work, I could. If I wanted to stop out the park, or that's not going to happen today, but if I wanted to stop by the gym, I could because of the fabric that is on this shirt. I have had this blazer for like, oh my gosh, 5, 6, 7 years. It is a polyester blend. It was not expensive. I actually thrifted this. The buttons have held really nicely. There were buttons on the sleeves, but those have fallen off, and I've just left them off because I'm too lazy to sew them back on. But actually, that worked to my advantage because when you're sitting typing on a computer, it would just ting, 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 and that would just aggravate me. So I was glad to see them go. Good morning. Today is Monday, and it is a beautiful Monday. Okay, do you see that? One thing that I thought was happening was that cold weather was gone, and I was going to close up my fireplace. So I put a little decoration out for my fireplace. And no, I have not taken my Christmas tree down. I actually leave that up all year long. Believe it or not, I just love how that lights up the room at night and gives it such an ambiance. I just love it, so I don't take it down. A couple of other people in the neighborhood, and I've noticed since COVID, a lot of people in our neighborhood have not taken their Christmas trees down, so they leave them up all year round. And I took this painting, this picture, it's not a painting, and this actually just covers up the fireplace. I don't have a cover there, so I thought that was kind of cute. There's always room to sparkle. And then I have an abundant supply of pillows, which I love, and I have kind of stocked those up right there at the fireplace. Put my little gingerbread cookie and my little pillow, and this is actually these are all Christmas pillows, and I just kind of turn that around since it's not Christmas right now, so I just put that back. And these, in preparation of the summer, I have some summer collection there. That's these are actually seashells that these are seashells that I actually collected when I went down to I believe we were in Cape Canaveral, and my oldest son gave me this beautiful little cup, and he actually made this for me. It's beach sand with a little beach cottage. So that was my first son that bought me my very first beach cottage. And it's got like little, oh, my tree has fallen down, so it was a blizzard or a storm. It was a hurricane. It was a hurricane. Seashells. I bought that in Texas many years ago. I just thought it was beautiful. I used to have this fascination with fish. And this is the oldest thing I have in my collection. These are actually shells that I have 5 boys. My first 3 boys, we were at Panama City, I think we were in Panama City Beach, Florida. And these are from that trip when they were all 3 very tiny. And one of my boys almost drank a crab, a little baby crab, which was a story for another time. But I just wanted to share with you my hopes and dreams of having the cold weather gone so I don't have to pay that enormous gas bill for the fireplace. And how I just kind of threw my summer decor together, covered up the fireplace. I'm trying to go through a no-spend moment right now, so I'm not shopping too much. And instead of going out and buying all new things to design my fireplace, I decided to just focus on what I have and repurpose a little bit, move things around. And I still haven't put anything on the top of my fireplace, but more to come, right? More to come. But what a great way to just kind of end the cold weather season by just focusing on what's going to make me feel cozy and what's going to keep me calm and relaxed. You know, I just cannot believe that I was at the park just a few days ago and literally driving through a snowstorm yesterday. And what do you say? Welcome to Nebraska.